What up? What up? I'm doing excellent. About yourself? I call my brother son cause he shines like one. Please believe. New game. New game. Yo, you know, I think not too many people sit back and think about where they're at in their life at this point. When you start thinking about your age, you start thinking about mortality. And maybe not many people think about mortality. But time is ticking, man. It's ticking. And I don't think many people think about where you at as it relates to what phase you are in your life. I think folks go through the motion. You know, it's an interesting dynamic, man, because I don't, maybe a lot of us maybe are waiting for something to happen. We're not sure how things are going to happen or how things are going to take place. We just are allowing life to be life, and whatever it is, it's going to be what it's going to be. I don't know, man. It's a hard dynamic, but I think that you got to think for yourself and try to figure out what box you fit in. If you're a type of person who, hey, you just go through the motions, life just goes the way it's going to be, then you got to remember that, all we're doing is we're getting older. And as we get older, you're going to start to see how things are going to really start to change. And if you're not in a position that you need to be in, then you may be regretting that you allowed just life to be what it's going to be. Because think about it, man. A lot of people don't think about this. As you get older, depending on whether or not you got kids or you don't have kids, what's going to happen? You're going to need some type of level of care. Possibly. I mean, you could be one of these folks who are mad independent, maybe in the 80s, 90s. Not many of them out there, but you could be one of these people that's independent. But if you aren't, who's going to take care of you? Even if you have kids, I've seen it, man. I deal with it in my office. Some of these kids don't do what they're supposed to do to take care of their parents. Or even if you think you're going to rely on grandkids, sometimes that stuff is not going to happen. So it's like, you have to be thinking about that. There is long-term care insurance policies that you could be trying to apply for, start paying for, to give yourself that level of care with some type of aids to help you out. But these things are going to start to come. Of course, our health is going to get compromised in some kind of capacity. What is it that we're doing right now to hopefully save off some of that stuff? So really, your preparation for mortality actually begins much earlier. It begins much earlier, whether you want to deal with it or not. You deal with it much earlier. You should be trying to deal with it much earlier. A lot of people don't want to think about this, man. A lot of people don't want to prepare for all of this. God willing, we all want to be able to live and do the things that we were set here to do. And, we want to be able to enjoy life. We want to be able to have certain things in our life and stuff like that. But, that requires a little bit extra than just necessarily sitting around and waiting for it to happen. You got to start putting little steps in place. I've talked about this in other videos. But like I said, man, as you start to think about the time and as you get older, or as you start thinking about, where you're at in your life right now, it starts to become more apparent. Like, you know what? I better start hustling. I better start getting a moving, man. Because like I said, again, long-term care may not necessarily be there. What's your money situation going to be? If you start depending on Social Security and whatever else to be there, you see how the prices are going up with all the commodities right now. Shoot, you may not be able to afford it. Where you going to live at? Who you going to be around? What activities you going to be able to do? Are you going to be able to do activities? Are you going to be in the physical ability, the physical stage that you need to be in to where you can enjoy things that require that physicality? Are you gonna be able to do that, man? Gotta start thinking, man. Gotta start thinking. Maybe some of the young folks that's in their teens and their 20s, they really don't have to think about that. Even, I don't want to say 30s, because when you start getting your 30s, you need to start thinking about that too. But definitely you start hitting your 40s, you start going up, man. Late 30s, yeah, you better start thinking, man. So start putting that on the top of your head, man. Start thinking about how you want to prepare and put yourself in position so that you still can live a good quality of life. Not telling you that, to scare you and to make you, be paranoid or anything like that. But a lot of people don't think about that, man. And when you see them later on in life, they're floating through life and they are trying to make it last. And some of the folks that I talk to or that we deal with, you can see they're complaining about a whole bunch of different things that they thought would be the case, and people are relying on them, and even freaking kids, their own kids are relying on them when they're in their 70s and their 80s. Kids ain't even got themselves together, and they relying on you. So put that little temperature gauge in your cooker, man. Start thinking about what you need to be doing and how you need to be setting yourself up. Plus, not to mention, man, we got to live. We still got to live. You got to do what you got to do, man. You got the ability to make things happen. Things you want in your life, you can achieve it, man. But you got to move. Got to move. Every day you got to move. All right? So I bid you all a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. Say please. Say thank you. Smile. Laugh each and every day. Let's get these days, man. You got another day. You got all these hours through before the next day comes on. And then the hours are going to turn around in the morning. When you get up in the morning, you got them hours to do. Let's move. Let's make this thing. Let's motivate. Let's make things happen, man. Get to that level. Get to that level. I know it takes a certain amount of motivation to push yourself, man. But make it this day. Make this day that day to start. You know what I mean? You come across this video, make it this day to start. All right? Catch up with you on the next note. Peace out.